Welcome back to another episode of Up The Yap 2020. Yeah. Over here looking at the reflection of the sliding door to see if this bitch is recording. And I can't really even make out the reflection of the sliding door. Yeah, I can't tell. But currently I got a upper respiratory infection. Not that you need to be concerned or really give a shit about that, but it's not really surprising with the work I do, being doing a maintenance job, fucking around, touching them crusty ass, dirty ass bathrooms. But man, let me tell you, doing them damn bathrooms as a maintenance man got me looking at females a bit different. I'm like, ooh, I did not want to discover that unknown territory. I would have much rather preferred that territory to just be unknown in that lady's business. But I'm getting paid such a top dollar, let me tell you, but hey, now any of you weenies don't try to take this as I'm bashing ladies, but I just seen some things and I'm like, oh, can I erase that from my vision, my vision's memory? Yeah, I didn't want to see ladies in that much detail when it comes to what they be doing in the bathroom, taking care of their yeah. Anyway, before I gross y'all out and make y'all want to unsubscribe, but don't think a nigga trying to cater to you either. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably 20 degrees right now where I'm at. Probably gonna have to wear gloves in a minute before my hands are stuck to this damn cigarette. And but I noticed with the gloves, you know them touchscreen gloves, where they at? Do I got them? Do I got them? Got to do the quick little Macarena pat down. No, I think I left them inside, but those touchscreen gloves where like the index fingertips you can touch your screen with, even though, let's be real, we mainly touch the screen of our phones with our thumbs. So I guess they're like, yeah, you can touch your phone, but it's got to be like this. I feel like that's how old people be touching the phone with their index finger, just like, yeah, you see right here, Cheryl, the weather says it's gonna be real frosty. Got to be careful. You don't want to walk your cat, and your cat ends up frozen on the sidewalk. But I was wearing those gloves, and I thought with those, it being touchscreen compatible, that I would, at least that index, I'm getting tired of saying index. Let me stop. I sound like I'm sitting here spewing some fancy bullshit. The index finger and ambidextrous. Only a bit of it works to where you have to use, like, you can touch the screen, but it has to be with like the corners of your fingertip. And I'm like, really? Like, I appreciate it, but damn, I thought like the way you have it outlined on the finger is as if you're able to touch it with the outline on the finger, which is pretty much from like this line up is the outline of the fingertip, but instead they just got it to where you can only use the corner points, like I had said, which I'm like, man, ain't that bad a bitch. I'm like, I'm not buying these gloves again. Shit, I'd rather just be barehanded, get frostbite. According to UnionRail.com, the start of recycled material homes are trying to replace and take over concrete homes to avoid the carbon monoxide that comes from the homes that are made out of concrete, which has a total of 8% every year. Now, I'm curious to see what a recycled home would even look like. Could you imagine having a mansion made out of plastic bottles, or what? You have you a condo made out of cardboard. Talk about a fire hazard. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to where it looks like you got a home from Timu or Sheen. Let's see what they would price those at. I'm sure they'll. Do you think they'll price them higher because they are recycled homes, or do you think they would sell it for less because they're not made out of those more expensive materials? Personally, I think they would mark up those prices higher because they're like, hey, you know, just like organic food, you got you an organic home, baby. It's not made from that toxic shit. So therefore, we're gonna put an extra 50,000 on your home price. Like, goddamn, it was weaker than the shit that's more toxic. What you mean? Now you know how that whole slang of bros cooked. I wonder when that even came out. If I were to take a guess, I would say that came out sometime. I feel like within 3 years, 3 years ago. Yeah, I said like 3 years ago. Uh, but I feel like to a degree, we all cooked. Well, let me just delete that to a degree. I feel like everybody's cooked, either now, before, or in the future. Definitely in the future, because eventually we'll be permanently cooked once our lifetime's up. But so obviously, also some others are more cooked than others. Do I feel cooked? Hell yeah, I be feeling cooked on and off. Rather be like little trivial shit. Like for example, when I was wearing, not even an hour or two ago, when I was wearing them touchscreen compatible gloves, I went to go pick up a almost a damn 2 liter size cup made out of a recycled home. It was gonna save the earth from carbon monoxide. Uh, I go to pick up my cup of tea with that glove. Didn't even take a sip. That whole shit just slipped. It was like I felt like that was a cooked moment right there. Now I could be using that slang "cooked" in the wrong sense, but I felt like I was cooked, and I felt like the spill had went on this extension cord right here. That'd be funny, right? As if, like, right. Imagine I pick this up, is like right after I say, "Oh, this extension cord right here," you just see my ass start getting zapped. That'd be crazy because this video would keep going until my phone would run out of space. I'll just probably for an hour just be sitting here getting really cooked. But the tea has spilt into that extension cord. I needed to charge my laptop, and I felt like it could have been two ways of being cooked. Like that drink I just made took me 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, because I'm over here chopping lemons in it. I put Ricola cough drops in that bitch. I poured the last bit of honey I had in it. I used the last of my black tea bags in that bitch. I'm mixing it around. It was nice. And I thought the gloves would have been not as slippery. I thought I grabbed the cup strong enough, but maybe it was so cold I done grabbed that bitch on some dainty soy boy type of muscle. Trying to pick that bitch up, I was like, my strong hand. My strong hand will lift this cup up, no problem. That bitch went whoosh. I was like, that disappointment, man. Then I'm looking at this damn extension cord over here, like, I know I need to plug up my laptop, but if I do that shit, my little Acer laptop that's already pretty much on the verge of being completely cooked, uh, that shit would just seal the deal with it. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm over here smacking the damn extension cord on the concrete, trying to drip out the water that done poured into the socket. I'm like, man, I'm just charging my laptop inside. I got a few days off from work, so I'm trying to capitalize the free time into doing other ventures, rather it be this shit right here, YouTube shit in general, spending time with my family, getting my house in order, trying to recover too, because I've been feeling like I woke up the other day feeling like I was shit made out of a macaroni necklace, nigga. I thought my knees were gonna bend in backwards. And, yeah, I felt like my arms were angel hair spaghetti strings, nigga. That shit was. Phew. I thought all the hair was gonna singe off my head. How sick I was like, yeah, this shit ain't good. But I'm starting to feel a bit better now, and yeah, man, I feel like it was a combination of others being sick, the job I do, and then me being outside fucking around with this cold weather and the rain. And, you know, that rain and cold mix is just a recipe for like your immune system to go through the shit. Uh, Earlier today, I got some good news about being having an interview with a legit modeling agency. I almost fell for that damn bait. Well, not almost. I almost fell for it again. I have fell for the bait of John Casablancas talent agency, which they're supposed to be supposedly they do modeling and acting, and on the real, it's on some scam shit. Like I did a good amount of research and found out they make you pay for a shit ton of classes. They pretty much approve everybody. Like they give everybody the opportunity, which sounds all handy dandy, but usually in auditions, not everybody gets approved. But they're just trying to approve everybody so they can damn peel off their salary. They're trying to you know, make that bank. Which, hey, business wise, that's smart of them. I'm sure they do offer maybe uh, some sort of a job because they gotta. For like the most part, they're scamish, but maybe there is some. There's like 2% milk legitimacy behind their business where they do actually have some job opportunities and offers because I feel like they have to somewhat show for it. Having these motherfuckers pay a lot of money towards like courses and classes. I've seen stories where people are like, yeah, they made me spend like thousands of dollars uh, paying for these classes and courses. And after almost 4 years of damn president's term, like they didn't see the light of day of getting any legit job or gig or like opportunity for modeling or acting. And I'm like, ugh. So I almost fell for the bait back then when was it like 2021 or two, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to have a real important conversation with you and blah blah blah. They're telling me I have to pay a certain fee, which was like $1,000 plus, in order like it sounds shaky, and who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from their camp is like, "That's bullshit, man. We supply legitimate services. Don't listen to this goofball here." I mean, from what I seen, it don't seem like that. And how y'all conduct business, it do seem a little shady. You know, like usually it's either some company. How you know a company's legit, modeling agency is legit, is you apply. If they're interested, they will move on to the next step, and maybe like if it's an agency, then they'll set up an interview with you. But usually they don't try too much. Like the most you would pay for is usually like your own headshot, which is pretty much like a picture of your face. and you gotta pay that for like your own resume. But otherwise, you shouldn't. They shouldn't be out the gate just being like, "Hey, spend this, spend this, spend this for with our training classes." But usually audition. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works out, then you got yourself a gig. And yeah, uh, I finally found a legit agency. What if what if they ain't? I come to find out on Monday these motherfuckers they're more fishier than the last agency I was trying to mess around with. But yeah, uh, coming up soon in the next couple days, next few days, I'll be having an interview for them representing me, and then we'll kind of go from there. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm walking into a part two of a scam. Hopefully not. I've been thinking, especially seeing all the damn like thirst traps through my algorithm. Because hey, I'm gonna be real. You know damn well, I feel like every man enjoys an attractive looking woman, even if you are in a relationship. Not to say that you're smashing every attractive woman that you see through your phone, you know, but you uh, you could admire an attractive lady as a man, and especially with like I said, my algorithm, me fucking around liking a good amount. I'm like, okay, hey, she look bad, she look this, she got cake, she got the yam, she got the whole Thanksgiving platter. She fine. Now my sister's like flooded the fuck out, like, and had me thinking, you know what, man? I feel like sex is definitely overhyped, and as of right now, which I'm not saying nothing profound, uh, talking about what I'm talking about right now, but yeah, sex feels like it's real overhyped, and I be taking the bait into that overhyped shit. But then love feels like mm, love feels more underrated in comparison to sex being overhyped. And man, I would be sad if like I had a son and this man was just like an extreme gooner, and it just seemed like he was more focused, or like maybe he had no hope of trying to find a real love at some point in time. Like it's just like this man is more just trying to bag and tag and for the rest of his life and not actually maybe like I said, let me not sound too redundant, but uh, next topic: jobs, pros and cons, and it feeling like a system to keep you stuck from getting other ideas accomplished. Hmm. Even though it does help with discipline, money, and opportunity, it's just I would say the amount of time. Like ideally, it would be cool to work part time. That would be like my dream goal is to do some part time shit and still have the freedom to move around. And uh, also, if I was in position, I would definitely try to make that a reality for some other people around me or for others. But hopefully, if I were to give those others that opportunity, they wouldn't get carried away with it. And if they did, then obviously I think I would have to pull back that opportunity, seeing that they're they look like they're on the verge of spiraling. And yeah, um, jobs, especially the I don't know, it definitely feels like a practice, a discipline of patience within the mundane activity of doing the same thing over and over and over, rinse and repeat, 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 repeat. It definitely feels like it develops that mental stamina. Physically, I don't. It doesn't feel challenging at times. It feels as if like maybe the first day or two you might have had a bit of nervous sweat on your body, on going down your forehead, but after you get the hang of it, it almost feels like it don't even sweat you no more. But it's more where it sweats you is in your mental endurance of like, hey, how long, how many years, how many hours can you really put into doing this same activity, knowing damn well you're thinking about what could you have translated this amount of time you're putting into this company into doing your own endeavors. Now, it's also important for these jobs to get done, even though they're not the most, they're not the most, maybe they're not the most paying, or like somebody's got to do these positions. So I'm understanding of that fact too. Hopefully, whoever's hearing this, you're understanding that, just because the job isn't necessarily the most ideal or dreamlike job, that it still has a purpose. It still has some meaning. Like you're still providing a service, even though it's not necessarily it aligns with what you really want to be doing. It can still build you some structure on how to handle responsibility. I know I sound like somebody's stepdad and shit, but yeah, a lot of times it'd be I feel like a kick to the nuts sitting there having those like creative thoughts when y'all work. Like, man, when I get that free time, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna like you feel ambition. You feel very ambitious in those moments of the mundane, monotonous, like the repetitive, redundant. Just feels like a very drywall type of reality. Almost sounded almost sounded like I was Chinese, like re-raw, dry raw. Uh, anyways, part of my stupidity, or never mind. I was gonna say some other shit, but let me stop. Uh, next topic. Um, question. Not next topic. I got a question for you. Who would get more play, or who would get who would have more sex out of these two cartoon characters if they were real life characters, or not characters, but if these two cartoon characters were in real life, being Johnny Bravo or Quagmire, which one of those two would get more ass? Who do you think would win? Who do you think would be more of the who would have a higher body count between those two, Johnny Bravo or Quagmire? I'm gonna say Johnny Bravo because I feel like Quagmire in reality with how his jaw, how big his chin is, and it almost looks deformed. I think he would be scaring the out of hoes. But then again, I could be wrong, but my opinion still stands. I think Johnny Bravo would win that. But next topic, you know how you probably heard this a million times in advertisements that you're trying to skip as quick as you can, but food going downhill, and you know, it's got to the point where one of my old coworkers had told me that the bag shrimp at Walmart was radioactive, and I'm like, what conspiracy nut smoking K2 type of shit is this? What is he talking about? Is there legitimacy behind what this man is saying? So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I do a little research, and I'm like, is this research that I'm seeing, is this legit, or is this just somebody putting out something trying to make it seem legit to spook? Like some fucked up, presidents, how presidents, they'll do like anti-ad campaigns against each other. For like, is this that from like, what if it's another shrimp company that's doing that on Walmart to try to get people to buy their shrimp? They're like, hey, yeah, Walmart shrimp over there, it's radioactive. It kills people. But our shrimp over here, it actually makes you 3 inches taller after you eat 20 bags of it. Come shop with us. This is, hearing those stories got me to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm like questioning some of these deals. I'm like, yeah, why you selling this for low, huh? You trying to give me a stomach virus, bitch? I got my eye on you. Don't try to play me, goddamn. You got me feeling like a suspicious, paranoid shopper with these food items. I'm like, can I really trust this milk that they say, hey, it's $1 off? I'm like, why? Why though? Did somebody spit in this milk, goddamn, and you not trying to tell me that your worker over there, Pete, had went and just spat a loogie in this bitch, and you was like, we can still make a profit off of it. I got another question for you. Would you go to prison for 1 year if you would get $1 million? All right, yeah, prison for 1 year, you get $1 million, but the chances of survival are 50-50. Would you do it? For that million? I do it. I do it. Hell yeah. I probably sleep 2 hours a day, goddamn. I'll go to commissary, try to buy some tape and put that shit on my eyelids. I barely be sleeping. I be looking. But I would try to, shit. I would try to figure some shit out quick then, motherfucker. Yo, as a do-rag wearer, I feel like every other motherfucker that wear do-rags wishes that where they set the do-rag, where they set the do-rag at is where they wish their hairline is. Tell me I'm wrong. No, hold on. Maybe a little bit wrong because some motherfuckers set that do-rag almost damn near a centimeter from the eyebrows. I'm sure nobody wants a damn forehead of 1 centimeter. Mm, man, that had me just thinking about this video where this lady, this person was recording this guy that had some fake ass. I don't know if he got this from Rainbow Sally's weave shop or it looked like he had some like fake ass big asshole, look like some braids or some dreads. It looked like kind of almost looked like a whole bunch of rope intertwined, like big ass rope too. These are some big clunky ass braids, and this man had electrical tape. It was this black guy, and I guess he was hoping he was black enough to blend in, have that electrical tape blend into his scalp. And this motherfucker did a whole hairline with the electrical tape. He had that bitch in a whole zigzag ass pattern to keep all them fake ass colorful. It looked like clunky ass rope that was used for a pirate boat, a pirate ship. And this nigga had hanging out of his head, but it was like in different colors. And this person recording their ass, and you see this motherfucker, it's like he had some spidey senses or something. It's like he just felt somebody had a damn camera on his head or some shit, and he just turned and looked, and he was just like, ooh, goddamn. I'm gonna just make believe I did not see a person going like this. Hey, hey, you see this guy over here? He's got electrical tape on his head. What is he got, an outlet in the back of his skull? Man, um, well, my hands are freezing like a motherfucker. And I think I'm gonna call that for this podcast. Yeah. I feel like I'm on the verge of sneezing out my damn brain. And I'm gonna get into this Netflix show called, I watched that Ed Gein shit. It was alright. It was pretty good. How about that? It was a little better than all right. Right now I'm watching this shit that is called N0S4A2. It is it is mm, it is like a some Christmas horror type of, yeah, it's like a psychological Christmas horror suspense type of show. It's got 2 seasons. Um, um, Movies. Well, I also heard on Netflix that Kevin Hart's got his new stand-up special coming up pretty soon. Uh, Kevin Hart could be funny, but I'm not a real huge fan of his humor. I think he's more like yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of his humor. I mean, back then, I felt like just finding out about him, I was like, this guy, I feel like I had hope for him. I'm like, this guy's pretty funny. I can see him doing some real, I can see him getting real big. But then, I don't know, I feel like he just got kind of cheesy. Like, or like, I feel like became a little too predictable, and like his material just felt like it was all in the same umbrella. It felt safe. Like, talking about the family and relationship shit, and I'm just like, I know he talks about some other things too, but for the most part, I feel like those are his main things. Is like love, relationship, relationships, whether it be with who he's dealing with or his kids, and just I think is nice. But then I'm just like, uh, uh. But hats off to Kevin Hart doing his thing. I ain't got nothing ill to say against that man. And congratulations on shit. Anybody out there besides just Kevin Hart that's getting some success, even though you may get opinions from my random ass, whoever the fuck, even if it's somebody you do find important, man, don't let them opinions stop you from doing what it is the fuck you really want to do. You know, I don't give a fuck if it's your mama, it's your damn lady, it's your for the females, if it's your husband, if it's your boyfriend, like if it's something you really want to do, follow through with that shit. Don't fold because somebody you fuck with or you like or you got a relationship or some random ass motherfuckers telling you otherwise or you should quit. Like, nah. Keep going, keep going. Unless you a complete disaster and you just being in complete denial about how long you've been doing it for, and it just seems like you just keep like it doesn't seem like there's any progression with it. Then yeah, you should probably be like, hey, it's been 10 years, maybe I should throw the towel in because I've been just this shit is not really going nowhere. Um, yeah, but movies wise, I'm gonna get into that. I still haven't watched that. Was the new Pink Panther? No, not Pink Panther. I'm tripping. What was it? The Naked Gun. Naked Gun. Yeah, I want to see that movie right there. Naked Gun and some music. Music. Let's see what I'm looking forward to with music. It'd be nice to get a Frank Ocean album. It'd also be nice to get the Strokes, an album from them, a new one. But music wise, I listened to a bit of that new Brent Fires album called, I think, Spurgy, which sounds like some weird ass term for sperm. Like it's like sperm and orgy mixed together. Maybe that's what his thought process was behind it. Uh, Wale got a new album out called Everything Is a Lot. I mean, yeah. But yeah, I don't think I got any albums off the top of my head that I'm like, ooh, I've been like, yeah. Any new albums? Not really. Besides, I listened to Daniel Caesar's uh, Spurgy album. I listened to some other random singles here and there, but yeah, nothing's really caught my eye musically. Well, uh, that's gonna be that. I know I said I was gonna be done 10 minutes ago, but I be lying like a motherfucker, lying like a motherfucker, lying like a motherfucker, lying like a motherfucker. Unsubscribe to this shit. Unsubscribe to this shit. Dislike all my videos. Like how these